What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Josh Taylor and Terence Crawford. I am aware of Josh Taylor calling out Terence Crawford. I'm also aware of what Bob Arum expects from those two guys. That's the next big fight that he can make in his own stable of fighters, so I get it. People ask me, what do I think about that fight? And I think it will be a competitive fight for a while. Okay. I think Josh Taylor is a very good fighter. He is the undisputed champion at 140. He has proven himself to fight the best, to beat the best. Ramirez, Prograis, he went through a line of very good fighters to get where he is. In my eyes, he's in the footsteps of Terence Crawford. But if the end of the road is Terence Crawford, that's where the road ends. Okay? Because for one, Josh Taylor is a good fighter, but he's no Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford is a counterpuncher, and he's able to fight you 2 or 3 different ways. Okay? Josh Taylor is a tiger. Terence Crawford is a dragon. There's a difference. A tiger knows how to fight, and he's fierce, and he knows what to do with what he has. Whereas a dragon knows exactly what the tiger knows, but he knows other ways to do it as well. That's Terence Crawford. Okay, Terence Crawford is more experienced. Terence Crawford is more talented. Terence Crawford is just as tough, and he can fight when time permits. So he just won't sit there and take a walk around the block like a lot of fighters do to avoid punches, to avoid conflict, to avoid exchanges. Terence Crawford will get in there with the best of them. Even though the fight where he got dropped by Mean Machine, he got mean with Mean Machine. And he took it to Mean Machine, and that machine wasn't as mean as his machine. Okay? So coming to that fight, will it be a good fight? Yes. I could have sworn I changed that damn thing. But anyway, yeah, he's a good fighter. I think he's a very good fighter. But Bob Arum, putting him in there with Terence Crawford right now, I don't think that's a good thing. It would be great if Josh Taylor could win. It would be a challenge, but to me, it would be no difference than Mikey Garcia moving up to Errol Spence. Okay, because those type of fights, even though Terence Crawford is smaller than Spence is naturally, but I think that would be the challenge that he would lose, okay, for that reason. But then again, you look at Bob Arum, I think Bob Arum is acting more like Floyd, or Floyd is acting more like Bob, because these guys, the only guy that you can do is the guy that just made his triumphant victory. He should be waiting for guys like Teofimo, some smaller guys that are too big for their weight classes, therefore they're thinking about moving up to fight Josh Taylor or to fight Prograis and things like that. I think those guys, the Tank Davises, that would be a great fight. Tank Davis, Josh Taylor, 2 southpaws. Those are the type of fights we need, not Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford needs to make his legacy in his own damn weight class. He has his own fish to fry, not Josh Taylor just because Bob Arum don't know how to fucking talk to people. That's what we're looking at, people. He doesn't know how to talk to people. He doesn't know how to communicate with other networks and other promotional companies to come together and make a fight. He's too old. He's too unapologetic. That means he doesn't have the finesse like someone like Eddie Hearn right now, because he's just too old and he don't really give a shit. So he can do what he can do with his fighters, with who he has. And who he has is Josh Taylor and Terence Crawford. That's really the only premise on why this fight is really being made. And Josh Taylor is just really showing or looking and viewing his options. Okay. And I think he should look and view other options elsewhere, like Teofimo, like Tank Davis, but those fights are more than likely not going to happen because of the same damn reason. But anyway, Terence Crawford, Josh Taylor, I think that shouldn't be Josh Taylor's target right now. I think Terence Crawford should fight somebody like Ugas, you know what I mean? And get a unification up there and let those kings fight up north of him. And I think he should find other competition, especially, after his mandatory's over, with who he was promised to fight if he won, and he did win. So he has a mandatory to fight. So I think that this fight between Terence Crawford and Josh Taylor shouldn't happen. And I think that they should fight other people. But anyway, that's my counterpunch on that, guys. You guys tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.